Okay, so today's video is going to be about fractions and ratios. Just to quickly review, the top part of the fraction is called the numerator. It's over the fraction bar, and then the bottom part is called the denominator. Okay, so first we're just going to go over multiplying and dividing fractions, and then we'll do adding and subtracting fractions, and then we'll get into ratios. If you need a video explaining what a fraction is and how it works, just let us know and we'll make it. Okay, so I'm just going to give an example first. We're going to have 1/2 times 3/4. So whenever you're multiplying fractions, all you have to do is multiply the numerators together, so 1 times 3, and then the bottom part, the denominators together, 2 times 4. So when you do that, 1 times 3 is 3, and then you keep it on the bottom for the denominators, 2 times 4 is 8. So all you get is 3/8. Okay, let's do another example. We have 1/4 times 4/7. So in this case, the cool thing with multiplying fractions is that you can do something called cross-canceling. And it's called cross-canceling because you can cancel these numbers, the denominator of one with the numerator of another, and the denominator of the other with the numerator of the other. And what canceling means is that if you look at one of these pairs and they both have something and you can divide both of them by some number, you should do it, and then simplify both of those. So you can divide, I'll give you two examples. You can divide both of these by 2, right? 4 divided by 2 is 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. But then, oh look, you can also divide these 2's by 2 as well. And this gets us to 1 and 1. Now, of course, you could have seen from the beginning that you can divide both of these 4's by 4 and you get 1. But you could do the extra step too if you understand it better. And so now, after we're done simplifying, we can just multiply across per usual. So 1 times this one is 1, and this 1 times 7 is 7. So this would get us to be 1/7. Alright, so I'm just going to give some more examples of cross-canceling, and then we'll move on to dividing, and then adding, subtracting, and then ratios. Okay, so in this case, 3/2 times 10/9, we can do the same thing. We're going to cross-cancel because we recognize that 3 and 9 have common factors, as do 2 and 10. And factors meaning it's things that go into both of them. You can divide both of them by something. And you can divide both 3 and 9 by 3, right? Because 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So that works out. And you can also divide 2 and 10 by something, that something being 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So now that we're all done simplifying, we're just going to multiply across per usual. So this 1 times 5 is going to be 5, and this 1 times 3 is going to be 3. So we get 5/3 as our answer. Alright, we're going to do one more example. So we recognize here that 2 and 6 have a common factor of 2. So we're just going to divide both by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 6 divided by 2 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1, and then 9 times 3 is 27. And always remember that you can also simplify the fractions themselves. Like, for example, if this was 3/9 times 1/6, you can always simplify this 3/9 to 1/3, right? Because you can divide this 3 by 3 and this 9 by 3 to get you there. Alright, so we're just going to go over some dividing fractions. The main thing to remember with dividing fractions is the saying keep, change, flip. So you're always going to want to keep the first number how it is, change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and then flip the fraction that you're dividing it by. So in this case, this is going to turn into 1, because we're keeping it, times 1/4 flips to 4/1, right? Or in this case, just 4, because 4/1 is equal to 4. And 1 times 4 is equal to 4. So after you're done with keep, change, flip, just multiply per usual. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with this one. We're going to keep this 3/8, change this division sign to a multiplication sign, so I'm just going to put a big X through it. And then when this is just a whole number, this whole number can also be written as 5/1. Well, really any whole number can be written as that number over 1, because it doesn't change anything. So in this case, now we can flip it to be 1/5, right? And by flip the fraction, I just mean change the denominator to numerator and numerator to denominator. So this is going to get us to be 3/8 times 1/5, multiply per usual, and that's going to get us 3/40. Okay, last example is going to be 2/3 divided by 1/5. Keep 2/3, change this to a multiplication sign, and then we're just going to change this to 5, and then change this to 1, because we're flipping the numbers around. And then we're going to multiply per usual, so 10 on the top, because 2 times 5, over 3 on the bottom, because 3 times 1.